Hello, North Country soccer fans, and welcome to the George Brenler Field. It is the 11th day of October. It's a Friday night, and the Bobcats of Northern Adirondack have made their way here into Chazy for this matchup in Division Two. Chazy played just a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. They went to Bobcat country. They found themselves down 1-0 early into the game, but they came back with 4 goals in the first half to go ahead 4-1, and that was the final score of the game, 4-1 Chazy. And there's a through ball right now. Hansen trying to get through. He goes down, but it's cleared out well by Hunter Trombley, so Chazy will get a throw-in. So Chazy is coming into this game. They are undefeated. Their only blemish on their record is a tie with Beekmantown at the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament back on Labor Day weekend. And it was Chazy winning in the shootout to move on to the championship game. So it goes down as a tie, but they did win that game in the shootout. So that's the only blemish on their record. They are number one. They have just won their 35th division title out of 40 years, which is just an impressive feat in any sport at any level. The excellence in soccer for Chazy, it's well known, and a lot of it this year is by that man number 10 for Chazy, Heath Lucas, who controls the midfield for Chazy. And it's senior night in Chazy tonight. So Mr. Coach McCullough is starting all his seniors tonight. And that was Nathan Pelon hustling toward the goalie, but it was cleared out by Stickney. So Chazy comes into this game undefeated. They're the division champions again. And they got this game. They got 2 more games next week. And then it's Blaze trying to bust through, but a nice job by Cameron Trombley. He sends it off to the side. So Chazy will finish out their season next week, and they will wait to see who they match up with come playoff time. Chazy is 2-time, they're 9-time state champions. They're 2-time current champions back-to-back, and they're trying to work for a three-peat this year. That has never happened in their illustrious career, and this is their third occasion. They've done it 3 times where they've gone back-to-back, and on that third year, they just haven't been able to do it. So maybe this is the year, which is somewhat of a surprising year in a sense. Not that Chazy won another division title. They came into this game, or into this season, having to replace 8 starters, and that's just tough for any team to have to do that. And Coach McCullough, and there's a shot by Hansen. He couldn't get what he wanted on it, but going down for the save was Stickney. So what the boys have done this year up to this point has been, I think, nothing short of remarkable, replacing 8 starters. And Calvin and I were talking, and Calvin Castine, the father of Hometown Cable, is on the camera. We were talking just before the game started about how Chazy was able to do this year, and of course it starts with the feeder program, and of course, as Calvin said, it would be nothing if it wasn't for the man sitting straight across from us in his normal seat here at the George Brenler Field. He's up on the top bleacher, and that's George Brenler, and that's where it all started, and the excellence continues, and this year isn't no different. So Chazy's looking to keep their undefeated record intact tonight, but it was just a couple years ago that Damien Nevada's Bobcats came into the George Brenler Field, and it's not too often that Chazy loses on that field, but that night they did on a Bobcat team that took Chazy out. It was a 1-goal game, and it was a big win for their program. But in playoff start, the Bobcats will move up into the C division for sectionals. Chazy is a D school, so they'll stay back into the D section. But they're in Division 2, so they do play Class C schools for most of the year. And it's very good that they do, because it's great competition for them, and it helps prepare them for playoffs when they come around, which is be coming around real shortly here. The playoffs start in October, just about a week or so from now, and then the sectional championships this year will be in Beekmantown. They have been held at Plattsburgh High School for many, many years, and Beekmantown has their new sports complex. So on the 2nd of November, Chazy hopefully will be able to make the sectional championship in Beekmantown, but that's where it will be. And then this year, at least in Class D, the regionals are in our section. So if whoever wins the section on the 2nd will then play again on Saturday the 9th, and that goes for boys and girls. They will play at Beekmantown High School again. And then from there, the winner of the regional will then move to the Final Four in Middletown, New York on the 16th of November. So there's a lot of soccer left to be played for some teams. And right now, some good hustle by Troy Labarge, trying to work his way down. And it was cleared out by Noah Martin. So a nice job there. And so we've been at 5 minutes here in the first half. We have no score here on the George Brendler field. The ball is controlled by Smart. Smart sends it to Josh Allen. He sends a kick back. McCarthy's back there for Chazy. He will now send it forward, trying to find Blaze. Blaze does a nice job. Blaze picks up the speed. This Blaze hustling down the sideline. He sends a through ball. Coming off the line was Stickney, but a nice job by Blaze sending the ball across to the front of the net. But Stickney does a nice job going down on the ground to pick the ball up. And he makes a nice punt toward the center of the field. It goes off of Juno's head, but it goes on to the feet of Nolan Knight. Knight has it taken away by Juno, but coming over is Labarge, pushing it back to Casper Labarge. He goes to the far sideline, trying to find the feet of Nolan Knight. Goes out of bounds off a Chazy player, so a quick throw in here by the Bobcats. Heath Lucas controls. He now keeps it simple up over to Sweet. Sweet has pushed the ball too far up, picked up by Lucas Smart. Smart heels it back, trying to find the feet of Labarge. And it's Blaze trying to get to the ball. It's now chipped up to Tyler Trombley's. And a lot of Trombley's on this team from Ellenburg, Calvin, and not related to one of them.
I might be, but you're
You
not.
could be, yeah.
Well, my father's mother was a Trombley from Moore's Forks, so.
That very well could be.
Yeah.
So as I'm talking to Calvin Castine, he's thick into the political season right now, as we have an election coming up on the 5th of November, which is, a little over 3 weeks away.
Yeah, I guess so.
And,
For counting, I guess so.
For counting the days. So as Calvin says, he was asked a few times, like, why are you not going out door knocking and meet and greet? And as Calvin says, because I'm out here bringing shows to the North Country. That's what I do. So
I think it's more important to be here than it is knocking on somebody's door and
well, I think, like
disturbing
you said,
them.
You've been around for a while, and they should know you. So the ball is cleared forward. What's that?
For better or worse.
For better, well, yeah. I mean, you love democracy, and the votes will be what they are. And the ball is sent forward. It's at midfield. Sweet trying to control it, but it's cleared out by Hunter Trombley. But it is Drake sends it back toward midfield. Going down with Sweet. He's right back on his feet. Does a nice job. He sends a through ball. Going hard for Chazy was Nathan Pelon as well as Blaze. And Blaze toe for toe. And the whistle goes against Chazy. And we have Adam Scharf on the far side. And we have Derek Badette on the near side. The camera's on Derek right now. They're the officials for tonight's game. And it's Lucas trying to cut to the inside. Some nice footwork. Pushes it back over to Juno. And it's Jeremy Juno trying to find Connors. Tanner Connors, but it's controlled by the Bobcats, and it's Copland, I should say, sends it up forward, but it's controlled by Chazy Hansen.
Copeland.
Is it Copland?
Kendall Copeland.
Number 9.
Kendall, right?
Kendall, yep.
Kendall Copeland.
Okay, it's Copeland. Okay, ball to the outside, it's Copeland. He now sends it forward, trying to find the feet of Knight. Knight controls, pushes it back. Controlled by the Bobcats, Jarvis. So some nice footwork by the Bobcats. Onto the feet of Smart. He goes to the far side, off the head of Drake to Juno. Juno controlling. On the outside of his foot, over to Hansen. Hansen will control. Now working his way up. Hansen trying to get by Trombley. That's Hunter Trombley. Trombley defending well. He pushes it back to Drake. And Drake off the side of his foot goes off the sideline, throwing Bobcats. So it's a beautiful night for a soccer game, Calvin. There is no wind whatsoever. And just a pleasant night to be at the George Brendler Field.
You can't say there's no wind whatsoever. There's no wind here. I was listening to the news and it said that North Dakota 60-mile-an-hour winds, and they might get as much as 3 feet of snow in that area.
I'm even more happy I'm here when I hear that type of weather report. So the substitutions coming in. You got DJ Gagno. You got Luke Mosier wanting to go in. You got Santor and Joey Diondarza. So corner kick coming up for the Bobcats. Always dangerous when there's a corner kick. Low hard shot, calling for the ball. Nice job was Huckrow. And it one hops right into his midsection. He corrals the ball, no issues. He's letting his players set up. And he'll take his time. And a high punt. Sweet trying to control. And that's Jack Sweet, far side. But it's picked up by Copeland. He sends the ball past Drake. Coming off the line is Huckrow. And Huckrow chips it up. Out of bounds, just shy of midfield. Ball back into play. Sweet sends it forward off the head of Hanson, trying to find Blaze. Blaze can't get to it. It's cleared out by Allen. So throw in for Chazy. And now we have the substitutions, and the boys are heading in. We're at the 28:50 mark. No score. Chazy out shooting Northern Adirondack 2-1. And the Bobcats lead in the corner kick category 1-0. Ball in play. Hanson heads it back over to Diondarza. Back to Hanson. Hanson trying to get a through ball. Clear it out. And Labarge sends it forward, trying to find the feet of Knight. Knight has it taken away by Lucas. Lucas switches fields, comes to the near side to Santor. Santor now sends the ball forward, goes off the head of Trombley, and that was Cameron Trombley. Juno trying to head the ball up to Hanson, but it's cleared out by Labarge. Ball is bouncing. Ball sent forward by Knight. Controlled by Connors over to Lucas. Lucas cuts to the inside. Lucas now to the outside. Lucas trying to push the ball up over to Gagno, but it goes off of the defender Copeland. Throw in Chazy. And it'll be Lucas. Lucas coming down the line. Hanson trying to get to the ball before he gets to the end line. He keeps it in. Now he sends it across. Clear it out. And Lucas could not get the one-timer. And Juno sends the ball.
Keith, take a touch. Jeremy, stay.
So we have a goal kick coming up for the Bobcats. Stickney keeps it short, comes to the near sideline. Now the ball sent forward. Controlled by Labarge. He turns. Ball down the line. Picked up by Jarvis. Jarvis has it taken away by Hanson over to Lucas. Lucas trying to send the ball forward. It goes off of the defender, Smart. And it is Santor now sends it forward. He's into the offensive zone, going back to the defensive zone. Ball cleared out by Tyler Trombley. Santor will take the throw-in. Diondarza pushes it back. Nice job by Labarge coming to intercept that ball. Lucas running over. He gets to the ball first, going down the line, trying to find DJ Gagno. Gagno hustling to the ball as well as Hunter Trombley. Gagno rips the ball and it goes off of Trombley. So the first corner kick for Chazy coming up. It's going to be the far sideline or far post. And it's going to be Heath Lucas taking the corner kick. As we approach the 25-minute mark, we still have no score on the George Brendler Field on the 11th day of October, 2019. A beautiful Friday. Nice feed inside the box. The ball is headed around, and Chazy trying to get the shot off. And there's a scrum going on, and it works in the Bobcats' favor. They clear it out. Lucas working his way down the line, and it's going to be another corner kick for Chazy. So Lucas will try it again. It's the second corner kick for Chazy. Low hard shot. It goes off of Smart, back out. Lucas hustling to the ball as well as Knight. He gets it up to Connors. Tanner Connors. Now sending it forward into the 18. Defended well. Juno trying to keep it simple, but it was knocked away by Knight. Picked up by McCarthy. McCarthy cuts it over to the outside. Gets it on to the feet of Gagno. Goes off of Gagno. Throw in for the Bobcats, Hunter Trombley. He gets it over to Copeland. And what I like about the Bobcat uniforms, Calvin, those numbers couldn't be any bigger.
Yeah,
It makes it very easy to pick up the players.
yes, and sometimes they have a dark color with a dark number, and
Yeah, it makes it a little difficult.
or a white light number with the white uniforms or whatever. They stand out.
And of course, you must be happy tomorrow night. Your Yankees are into the pennant with the Astros.
Yes, I would have preferred the Rays, but that's all right.
Oh, so you don't want to play the better team. You want to try to get the easy way to the World Series.
Dodgers are out, so
They are.
that
Watch out
helps.
for the National.
Yeah.
The Expos.
no,
Maybe not.
no,
We'll see.
they're not Expos.
No, I know that. No, I know that.
For 15 years, there's not an Expo left in their system.
It's amazing. It's been 15 years. The ball comes in just outside the box. Santor gets a low shot, and that skips away. And it is scoring. Diandarza picks up the leftovers. Stickney was there for the initial save. It came out, but you had Diandarza crashing the net, and he knows how to finish. And Joey Diandarza puts Chazy on the board.
That shows the importance of following a shot, Joey. You know, so many times somebody will take a shot and it's in the direction of the keeper, and everybody turns around and heads back. You can never assume that it's going to be played cleanly. It takes funny bounces and things
Absolutely.
happen.
You know, and I will say this: maybe 9 out of 10 times the goalie comes up with it, and there's nothing to be had. It's no different than a player in baseball running out an infield hit.
Yeah.
You may be thrown out 9 out of 10, but there's that one time that if your hustle will pay off.
Yeah, that really irks me when I see these guys making
Oh, yeah.
so many millions of dollars and
They can't run. Now, that, I've always said that. I go, in baseball, especially baseball,
yeah,
you get up maybe 4 times a game, and you can't sprint 90 feet.
right.
It's like, come on.
Yeah. It's a long season. They got to
Right.
baloney.
For $48 million, you can sprint. But that's just.
Well, I don't care if you're only making only $1 million. It's
Yeah,
still,
you can still sprint. That doesn't count the times you strike out. You don't have to do anything.
right.
So the Bobcats are in Chazy territory. It goes off of Connors.
Number 7, Joey Diandarza, assisted by number 4, Dale Gagno.
And DJ Gagno gets the assist on that. And it is Drake gives a long kick all the way back. Coming out of the off his line, off the goalie line, was Stickney. And it goes off of the head of Lucas, but it goes on to the feet of Trombley. Trombley loses the ball to Juno. Juno now sends the ball forward, far side. And it is Gagno hustling for the ball. It's Gagno battling Trombley. Gagno still battling. And it goes off of Gagno, so throw in for the Bobcats. Ball down the line. Connors coming over to the near side. On to Santor. And controlled by Smart. Smart cuts it to the inside. Nice through ball to LaBarge. LaBarge gives the ball up to Copeland. Copeland now sends the ball forward, and that will work its way off the end line. So a goal kick coming up for Chazy, and it is senior night here at the George Brendler Field, Calvin, and it looks like there's 6 seniors to be honored tonight. I'm looking at the hanging shirts on the fence over there.
Yeah.
And it is Huckrow. Chips it up. It lands short of midfield, picked up by Smart.
Those aren't retired numbers out there. Those are hanging shirts for the seniors.
Hanging shirts for the seniors. I don't think Chazy has ever retired a number. I see my shirt is still available at Northeastern.
Is
I
it?
probably can't fit into it anymore, but the shirt I wore one time,
Well, nobody wants to wear it though,
that's the problem.
so it's kind of retired.
Well, it is because it was kind of stretched out, but no, I'm just kidding. But the Cougars are having a good year too,
Yes, they are.
and
They were state ranked there a couple weeks ago. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if they still are, but they were.
well, Division One is a very competitive division. There's a lot of good teams in that division. It's almost like any given night, anybody can pull off the victory. I mean, I was at PHS beat Peru 4-0, which was, I thought, kind of surprising. Not that PHS couldn't win by a surprise of the score differential. So the ball is sent forward by Allen. Far side, Drake rips it off of number 20, Knight. So Chazy will get the throw-in. We are halfway through the first half. Chazy is leading 1-0. And the ball comes back in play. It's not like a baseball, Calvin.
Bob Masek threw that back.
No souvenirs. Well, you know, Bob's a retired sergeant for the state police, so you'd expect no less from a
That's
retired
right.
sergeant. So the ball is picked up by LaBarge. Going to the far side, Drake has it taken away. But it goes off of the NAC player. Can't quite see his number, but I think it might be Manette. Ball is now sent forward by Allen, and it was Manette who the ball went off of. So Chazy will have the throw in again, far side. Ball in play. High up in the air. Headed forward. Picked up by Connors. He goes to the open space. Hustling to the ball is Mosier. He keeps the ball in. Nice hustle. Mosier turning on the afterburners, and it's Mosier. Good hustle. It's the hustle of Mosier. Sends it back to D'Andarza. Oh, Hansen rips the shot. Stickney comes up big, but it started with Luke Mosier just turning on the afterburners, not giving up, taking the ball away. Did a beautiful pass to Riley Hansen, who had a nice hard low shot, and Stickney just got to it. So great job by the goalie Tim Stickney to keep this game at 1.
Almost like he's got Spider-Man fingers the way he grabbed that one.
Check the gloves, just probably some stick 'em to it or something. That was a great save. Great shot, great save. Ball comes in just outside the 18, headed by Gagno to the outside. Controlled by the Bobcats. Smart will give the ball up. Ball comes into play to Smart. He pushes it back. Now the ball goes toward midfield, headed down by Trombley. Hansen chipping the ball up. Hustling is Mosier. Mosier trying to get by Allen. Allen does a nice job cutting across. Takes it out. So a deep throw in for Chazy. Dallas Santor with the throw in for Chazy. Chazy out shooting the Bobcats 6-1. Corner kicks favor Chazy 2-1. And they lead 1-0 on the scoreboard with 17 minutes left in the first half. Juno pushes it back over to Lucas. Back to Santor. Santor now goes across, trying to find Juno. Too far ahead of him, onto the feet of Knight. Knight now goes to the far sideline. Drake sends it back forward, trying to find Gagno, but quickly it's cleared back into the defensive zone of Chazy. And we're going to have a goal kick for Chazy. Good hustle by Manette, but it'll be a goal kick for Chazy.
I was looking at the flag that last time the ball was over to our right, and there's no wind at all out there, Joey.
Not here, but in North Dakota.
They're in North Dakota, 60 mile an hour.
60 mile an hour winds.
Yeah.
So it's amazing what can happen in a few states when you're separated by a few states here.
I was just checking to see if you were paying attention there.
I was. That could be a Jeopardy question. No, I was paying attention to you, Calvin.
Okay.
I don't ignore you like the Fish used to do.
Who?
Yeah, right. Who?
Who?
Yeah, the retired Joe the Fish Boss. You'd ask Joe a question. He had that mic in his hand. He wasn't paying any attention. And offsides. And that will. Gagno called for the offsides. But Mr. Bodette was right there. And I would say that's probably the correct call, Calvin.
I'd bet on it.
I
Since
would
he was
too.
right in position.
Yeah, I would think so. So we're approaching the 15-minute mark. First half, Chazy 1, the Bobcats nothing. It's a Friday night in October, a beautiful Friday night. It's the 11th of October. I'm Joey Trombley. On the camera is the founding father himself, Calvin Castine. I want to take this moment, if you would be so kind, to support Hometown Cable. Calvin does this. I've been doing it for 36 years and counting. And this is the way he makes his living. No state or federal funding. And he lost all his business advertisers because of the Access Channel. So a donation, if you're so compelled, would go to 1477 Ridge Road in Champlain, New York, 12919. You go to hometowncablenetwork.com, and he has a PayPal account there. And about how many shows are you adding on every week, Calvin?
Well, it depends on the week. This time of the year, it's probably 10 or more, depending on what I do on Saturday.
And then
Tomorrow, the only thing I have is the honor flight. So
And what about as far as like older programs?
I haven't been putting too many of them up. I just have a lot of other things I'm trying to get done, so I haven't been putting up too many older ones. But I got another 15,000 to put up, so hopefully I'll live long enough.
And how many are currently on there?
A little over 8,400.
Okay, and not counting the new stuff you put on.
Right.
Okay.
Well, yeah, everything. Yeah,
Yeah, everything. That's
That's
new stuff
new
and the
everything,
old,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we had 9,700 a few years back, and the place hosting them took them down, so that put us in a jam, and we had to start from number one all over again.
So for people to watch what you're doing, your line of work here, they go to hometowncablenetwork.com, and where else can they get access to you?
Well, we're on a local cable system 2 days a week with a 1 4-hour program on Mondays and Tuesdays. But basically, hometowncablenetwork.com, and we also have a YouTube channel. But on the Hometown Cable Network site, I also put up other people's videos too. So, like the City of Plattsburgh board meetings, or Gary Juneau does a lot of.
Yeah, I'll say Gary Juneau.
There's a lot of stuff that I find interesting that I put on. So
is Gary Juneau trying to be the next Calvin Castine? Is that what he's trying to do?
I don't know. I'm trying to be the first Gary Juneau.
So Hansen does get to the ball, and he turns and gets a shot off wide, way wide of the net. So it'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats. It'll be Stickney with the goal kick.
And while we're in Chazy, I should mention got our annual check this week from George Brendler. Last time I was here, Jerry and Noreen Barcombe.
Yeah.
And in today's mail, we got one from what's the creek called there? Lapeers and Chazy?
Oh, yeah,
or
Rusty Creek Farm.
Rustic Creek or Rusty Creek?
Rusty Creek Farm, yeah.
So the Lapeer family stepped up and made their annual contribution. So
Very nice.
some people are supporting Hometown Cable, but not a lot of the parents involved in these games. I got a few, but not too many. So
Yeah, I've never really understood that. I mean, you've had decades of doing this, and and you hear all the time, people are very appreciative. But I don't know if they don't think about it. I'm not quite sure what the reason is. I mean, they will support, obviously, cable television. A lot of them support PBS, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. I've supported PBS too. And but this is quality program, and it's local folks. It is the North Country. It is local. It's who we are. So hopefully, if you're listening to this and you feel a sense of wanting to support Calvin, again, it's 1477 Ridge Road, Champlain, New York, 12919. Or hometowncablenetwork.com. He does have a PayPal account. So the Bobcats will have a corner kick on the near post. And the ball comes across, goes off of the head of Oh, Huckrow. Nice hustle by Huckrow. Loses it the first time, and he, like a cat, he springs for the ball and dives on it. So,
Like an eagle.
or like an eagle.
The other guys are cats.
That's true. That's true. I guess it wasn't the wrong analogy of this game, I guess.
Like a hungry eagle.
Like a hungry eagle. Like he hasn't eaten in 2 days. He went and got that ball. So some nice playing by Huckrow. Gagnon trying to work his way through. Defensively, it's Trombley, and that's Cameron Trombley. So a little give and go here by the Bobcats. Lucas takes it back. Yes, Lucas now does a spin move. Sends the ball forward. And of course, that would be Heath's uncle, who is the coach for the Bobcats,
Connor, he's there. You had it.
Mr. Nevada.
Stay home.
So we have Patrick Dwyer ready to check into the game, as well as Wyatt Warren for the Bobcats.
There were a lot of those Nevada kids.
They were. Still are.
Yeah.
And so we're under 10 minutes here in the first half. Chazy leading 1-0 on a Joey D'Andarza goal. A nice goal in the sense he mopped up by hustling toward the net, and the goalie couldn't hang on to it, and he was there to mop it up. And that's the only goal of the game as we speak right now. So Mosier trying to cut it to the inside. Good job by Allen. Allen sends it forward. Santor trying to control. Ball headed by Labarge, cleared out by Connors. Now sent forward. Santor gets it up over to Lucas. Lucas now trying to head it forward. Mosier goes off of Mosier. Gagnon coming out. Going in is Dwyer. So right below us, Josh Allen with the throw-in. He gets it on to the chest of Labarge. Labarge pushes it back to number 5, which we don't have a number 5. So number 5 for the Bobcats. Back to Juneau. And Lucas tried to head it back over to Santor. It goes out of bounds. Off the sideline, throw-in coming up for the Bobcats. And the throw-in will be by Josh Allen, as he's been doing for most of this game. Ball headed toward the 18, controlled by Connors. He sends it forward, but it goes on to the feet of Hunter Trombley. He now finds Labarge. Labarge rips it off the back of Juneau. High up in the air, coming for the ball is Huckrow. He calls for it. Coming in hard was Manette, but Huckrow got there first. So 7:30 left in the first half. Chazy 1, the Bobcats 0. Huckrow sends the kick up high. It's bouncing around. Going to the outside. Onto the feet of Knight, far side. He sends the ball forward. McCarthy. Back toward midfield, controlled by the Bobcats. And it's Labarge trying to go to the outside. It goes off of Dwyer. Dwyer chipping the ball forward. It goes out of bounds, throwing for the Bobcats. And a nice crowd tonight here, Calvin, for this game.
Yes, very quality crowd.
Quality crowd, as Calvin says, a quality crowd.
Well, senior night, so you get to parents and grandparents. And
Sure.
not that they don't come to every game to begin with.
But it's a 6 o'clock game, so I'm sure there's a nice contingent of Bobcat fans here, too, I would think. Later game. I think parents appreciate that later game, too, when the games are here in Chazy.
I think so.
Ball toward midfield. Warren just pushes it back onto the feet of Labarge. Labarge gives it up to Cameron Trombley. the far side, and it's taken away by Dwyer. Over to Hansen. Dean Darza trying to get to the ball, but it's Cameron Trombley beating him to the punch. And the ball cannot be kept in by number 5.
Riley, keep sliding. Come on.
Santor with the throw-in over Dean Darza's head. Chipped up by Cameron Trombley. Santor heads it forward, but it's controlled by the Bobcats. LaBarge coming to the near sideline. And Mosier gives it up over to Lucas. Lucas keeping it on his feet. And it's Lucas still with the ball. Now goes to the outside, trying to find Mosier. And it's corner kick. Good job by Mosier. So Chazy will get their third corner kick. We're at the 5-minute mark. Lucas will take the kick for the Eagles. He'll take his time. No reason to rush it. So it'll be a traditional corner kick for Chazy. Ball is fed in. And oh, what a shot with a header. Saved by the Bobcats. They dodged the bullet there. A nice play by Stickney. It looked like he got his foot on it. Ball comes in to Juneau. Far side is Drake. And Dwyer trying to get to the ball. The ball sent forward. Going back there is McCarthy. Keeps it on the ground. Trying to find Dwyer. Dwyer has it taken away, but taken by Lucas. Lucas, a through ball, trying to find the speed of Mosier. And just too far ahead, but right idea. Just too far ahead of him. So we're 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. Chazy 1, the Bobcats nothing. I'm Joey Trombley along with Calvin Castine on the camera. The officials tonight is Adam Scharf and Derek Badette. On the outside of his foot, controlled by the Bobcats. And Dwyer trying to get by Hunter Trombley. Trombley does a nice job controlling. He keeps it to LaBarge. And it is Mosier on the near side, sends it to the other side, to the far side, and now it's cleared into the defensive zone. Cleared forward. And Dwyer trying to control it, goes out of bounds, throw in for the Bobcats. And it's Lucas. That ball seems to stick to Lucas' feet like it's Velcro at times. Hansen sends it across. Mosier, oh, just couldn't get there. Right idea. Good effort. Riley and Mosier just couldn't connect. So we're hitting the 2-minute mark. We should hear the announcer
2 minutes.
right there. So Stickney will take the goal kick. It's a short one. Hansen trying to get there. It's picked up by Dwyer. Dwyer gets a shot off, and that just goes over the net. So some nice work by Patrick Dwyer. Just over the net. Goal kick coming up for the Bobcats.
Luke, more narrow. Right? Play doing you're good.
Ball coming to the near side. Picked up by LaBarge. D'Andarza battling. He wins that battle. Sending it forward, trying to get it to Hansen, and deflects into the hands of Stickney. So the shots are 8-2 favoring Chazy. Corner kicks favor Chazy 3-2. And they lead where it matters most on the scoreboard, 1-0. Ball coming forward off the line is Huckrow. He's just taking his time. We're in the final 30 seconds of the first half. And the ball goes off the head of Jarvis. And the ball will work its way out. So I think both teams will be satisfied for the first half coming to an end. Chazy satisfied leading 1-0, and the Bobcats satisfied they're only trailing 1-0. So we're in the final 10 seconds.
9, 8,
Countdown is on. Ball's out of bounds. Nobody's really rushing to get it. So this first half has come to an end at the George Brendler Field on the 11th day of October 2019. We'll be back for the second half.
As Joey has mentioned, it is senior night, and they're
Good evening,
on the
ladies and
field. Let's
gentlemen, and welcome
listen to the
George
PA.
Brendler Field, where we are celebrating senior night for our varsity boys soccer players. Tonight, we honor 7 soccer players and a clock keeper as they continue to celebrate all of their individual and collective accomplishments over the last 13 years at CCRS. We want to congratulate all of these boys and their families on an outstanding career here at Chazy, and we want to wish them all the best as they are about to embark on the next chapter of their lives. The Chazy community is very proud of all of you. First, the boys would like to recognize senior Cale Norcross for attending games, running the clock, and announcing at all home games over the last 3 years. Your dedication to the team is much appreciated.
And looks like he's in the booth below us,
And
I
now
guess.
let's meet our senior soccer players. First, our senior foreign exchange student, Patrick Engels.
Patrick Engels, number 1, and on the injured list, apparently.
Our next senior, Nathan Pilon, and his parents, Dennis and Jamie Pilon, along with his sister, Elena Pilon.
All right, 17, Nathan Pilon, or as I would say, Pilon.
Our next senior, Jesse Blaze, and his parents, Jasmine and Greg Blaze, and step-parents, Jared Passano and Alicia Blaze.
Jared Blaze. Number 22 in your program.
Our next senior, Jack Sweet, and his parents, Mary Jo and Tom Sweet.
Jack Sweet, number 6.
Our next senior, Noah Martin, and his parents, Nicole and Sean Martin.
Noah Martin.
Next, senior captain and goalkeeper Gabe Huckrow, with his parents Eve and Chris Huckrow, along with his brother Aiden and sister Abby.
All right, Dave Huckrow.
And finally, senior captain Heath Lucas and his parents Maureen and Jim Lucas, along with his sister Hadley and uncle Damian Nevada.
Heath Lucas. I'm gonna get that uncle out there too.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for our Chazy Boys soccer seniors.
All right, there's your senior night activities here at CCRS George Brenler Field.
It's the start of the second half. Halftime festivities was senior night in Chazy. The 7 seniors were recognized out on the far side of the field. Calvin called that at halftime. So if Chazy wins this game, Chazy's playing to keep their record intact. They've won the division. They're for the 35th time in 40 years, which is pretty remarkable. Actually, it's incredibly remarkable.
Incredibly remarkable.
Incredibly remarkable. How's that?
Not just remarkable, but incredibly so.
Well, I don't know any other programs that can lay claim to that in any sport. And it started how, Calvin?
Well, we can't give George all the credit, but Rob has done an excellent job here, and of course Tom Tregan did some of those. But started 35, 40 years ago. It'd be George Brenler would have been a coach.
That's right. And there's a shot by Heath on Lucas. And a good read for people is Larry Gooley's book, Brenler's Boys.
Yeah.
A very, very good read. And if you haven't read it, I mean, you go to like any of the local pharmacies and stuff, they have the local books out, and you can pick the book up there.
At Musso's Pharmacy?
Yeah, well, when Musso's Pharmacy was here, they probably would have carried it if it was written by them. But you're going back in time. And actually, they were here when George came here.
Yeah, they sure were.
So.
And of course, if they want to buy one, Larry Gooley, I'm sure, would sell them.
Oh, he would. You can go probably Google Larry Gooley and books and
Bloated Toe. Bloated Toe.
The Bloated Toe. Okay.
Publishing. Bloated Toe Publishing.
Bloated Toe Publishing. He's done a few, and he did one on the Escape of Dana Moore, if I'm not mistaken.
And coming out in about a month will be his first installment on Prohibition.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So you might see some familiar names.
I probably will. I know I've seen a few familiar faces on stories done on Hometown Cable about Prohibition.
Yeah. So I'm anxious to do the program with him on that and get a look at that book. So it's
Nice.
it's in the works right now. It's all set for publishing. It's just a matter of getting it all published. And
So how many books has he published up to this point?
I really have lost count. He's done a lot of them. The Bob Garrow book he did was just such a interesting thing, and he's done I would say at least a dozen.
Yeah. And all interesting topics.
Yeah. He doesn't do it unless just he wants to sell them. So he doesn't do anything for the sake of doing
I
it.
wonder if he'll do a book on Rob's Boys, the second edition after Brenler's Boys.
Well, you can't wait to do it until it's finished, because
Right. I mean, you start writing now. You just it doesn't come to an end
right.
until it comes to an end.
My friend Jack Bilo did a book on basketball in Chateauguay Central, and I gave him heck because the the year the book came out, if he'd waited another year, they won the state title that year. So, and his son was part of the team. I said, "Why didn't you wait?" He said, "Well," he said, "people would have thought it was too self-serving." So I don't know. So, but plus it was the end of the century, so it would have been fitting to wait that other year. So.
Now, as you're talking, I noticed that looks like a newer Expo hat on your head.
It is. It is. I can't tell you how to get this, but I did go up to Lacole and buy a 30-pack of beverages, and it came free
With the beverage.
with the beverage. Yes.
Wow, it's amazing what they do with soda nowadays.
Yeah.
The ball was inside the box. They're calling offsides.
It's
It
only
looks like.
only available in Quebec.
In Quebec. Bring back the Expos. Like I just don't see this split season with Tampa. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, it makes sense to me to get baseball in Montreal.
Well, yeah, if we can get it back in Montreal, yes.
I think it's more of a threat to
Tampa,
Tampa
like
Bay.
straighten up, or
Yeah.
I had read somewhere, and I can't remember where I read it. They want to expand 2 more teams. They got 30 now. They want to go to 32. And the top 2 areas were Montreal and Portland. I found that interesting. In Portland.
Yeah. I don't know, but give Seattle somebody to play. I guess. I don't know.
Yes. This Lucas rips a shot. This is dangerous, and that goes top net. And Lucas is dangerous from distance.
His uncle would not have been happy if he put that in.
No, but his sister would have been. He would have been. Meaning he, it's just the mixture of emotions
Yeah.
in a game like this. So we're at 34 minutes left in the second half, and of course on camera people probably can't tell, but it almost smells like it's like tire burning or something.
Yeah.
There's smoke going through here.
Fortunately, it seems to be drifting away, but it's not as thick as it was. But
No.
every once in a while, a new wave will come through. And
Yeah, I'm smelling it right now as I'm speaking to you. The ball deflects around. Eagles trying to control. D'Andarzer's taken down, and with the foot of Heath Lucas, this is a dangerous spot on these set plays. You got the height of Riley Hansen. You got the height of DJ Gagno inside. They're sending McCarthy inside from the defensive end. So it's going to be an all-out offensive attack here for the Eagles. And they will crash the net. There you go. And it goes off the head of Hansen, but wide of the net. And a nice effort by the Eagles. But a goal kick for the Bobcats.
we haven't had too many nasty nights this year in the soccer season. It's been overall
Yeah.
so far so good. And no matter what the weather becomes, you can't take away the good nights we've had.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, well, we're getting to the middle of October, so.
Right.
I mean, we know what can happen when the sun goes down. It's not as warm as it used to be.
No.
So Lucas does a nice job. Gets it up to Santor. He'll send it forward, trying to find the speed of D'Andarza. D'Andarza splitting the defense, but coming off the line was Stickney, and he kept his eye on the ball and got to it. But some good effort by D'Andarza. Off the head of Gagno, back is Drake. Kobe Drake. So we have Trombley throw in. And nice job kept in by Jarvis. D'Andarza controlling. Trying to find Hansen. Out of bounds, throw in for the Eagles. Drake off the head of Copeland. Drake now sending the ball forward. Goes off the head of Allen.
Kobe, take a touch. There's not someone within 30 yards of you.
McCarthy keeps it on the ground to Lucas. Lucas, nice job by Copeland taken away from Lucas. Drake chipping it to the middle of the field. Headed up by Santor over to Lucas. Trying to get a through ball, goes to the outside to Gagno. Gagno trying to control onto the feet of Hansen. Riley Hansen pushing back over to Lucas. Juno. Ball sent forward, now sent back out. Lucas. Keeping the ball on his feet. Gives it up over to Connors. Tanner Connors gets the shot off. Just wide of the net. Nice shot by Connors. Stickney goes diving, but it was wide. So no harm done. And goal kick for the Bobcats. We are at the 30-minute mark left in the second half. Chazy leading 1-0 on a Joey D'Andarza first half goal. Hansen pushing it back over to Drake. Drake now sending it forward. Good job defensively for Trombley. And Calvin goes a little bit easier when you put the glasses on.
Is it?
Oh, there we are.
Sometimes I get people who can read the paper but then can't see the numbers on the field because
Yeah.
the glasses don't go both.
A nice throw in by Hunter Trombley. Ball pushed back to Smart. Defended well. There's a shot. This is dangerous. Scores from distance. You can see that play develop. And that goes side net. That was a beautiful, beautiful shot by Casper Labarge. Puckrow was there, but it started drifting away, and you knew it was a dangerous shot from up here, and the Bobcats have tied this game at 1 with 30 minutes to go. Beautiful shot by Casper Labarge.
It's Casper the Friendly Labarge.
Casper the Friendly Labarge, and he's in white.
That's right.
So it's Lucas to the outside. He was taken down by Allen. So McCarthy will run up.
Come on, Josh. Where's your head, man?
Ball comes in. Ball's headed to the outside. Kept in by the Eagles. Pushed back. Lucas getting another shot off. Gagno trying to get the shot off. He does. It goes off the defense. So Chazy putting some pressure on. They have a corner kick. The equalizing goal seemed to pick up the intensity of the Eagles.
Scored by number 17, Casper
If my memory is right, when the Bobcats scored against Chazy up in Ellenberg, the Eagles came right back very quickly and got the equalizer
There's
then.
19 seconds. Ball comes in. Scores, and just like that, Calvin, it's like you saw it earlier in Northern Adirondack. The Eagles almost like just picked it up a notch, and they score to take the lead 2-1. It gets by Stickney. And the Eagles didn't panic. They just said, give us 30 seconds, and we'll get the lead back. And they did. 10 from 4, so Heath Lucas from Dale Gagno Jr. Own goal? Okay. It was an own goal, but they're giving it to Lucas is what it looks like. So it must have went off of Stickney, I'm guessing. Because he's kind of got his head down up, but there's a lot of people there. And it's Gagno. Sending the ball across. D'Andarza coming on strong, but off the line is Stickney. So Chazy had the equalizer come up on him. And then 30 seconds later, they score.
Number 10, Heath Lucas, the goal is unassisted.
So Lucas will get the goal. He must have been the closest player to the...
Well, the last one to touch it.
or the last one to touch it. Daniel trying to keep it in. He does. Pushing it back over to Lucas. Juno cutting to the inside. Mosier, far side, pushes it back. Santor now back to Mosier. Mosier trying to cut it to the inside. He's got the speed. He's taken down from behind, or pushed from behind. So another set play for the Eagles. Lucas will go over to take the kick. McCarthy would be heading back up. They're going to look to extend this lead. Lucas, hard shot inside, off the head of Riley Hansen. McCarthy chipping it in. Cleared out, picked up by Lucas. Lucas gets by a few players. It's Lucas still in there. Lucas still in there, getting the shot off. It deflects away, but what footwork by Heath Lucas, getting by about 4 players. Now the ball sent back over by Hansen. So goal kick for the Bobcats. So the Bobcats get the equalizer, and Chazy just took it up another notch, scored within 30 seconds, and have been keeping the pressure on the Bobcats. And a goal kick coming up for the Bobcats.
That sure woke up the Chazy fans. You can hear them quite loud at times.
Yeah, I mean, it was the game that Chazy was controlling. And then a beautiful, beautiful shot by Casper Labarge. Well, we have a Bobcat contingency here.
That's good.
Yeah, well, this is great. It's a nice high school soccer game. So we're approaching the 25-minute mark. Chazy leading the Bobcats 2-1. I'm Joey Trombley along with Calvin Castine. And it's Hansen over trying to get to D'Andarza, back to Hansen to the outside. This Mosier cuts it to the inside. Left-footed, sends it across over to Lucas. Lucas one-times it. Wide of the net. Tried to get the shot off quickly. And Dylan Manette checking back into the game.
Close him down, right? Dylan, get him. Right? Lucas Smart, come here.
So goal kick for the Bobcats.
Clock was stopped.
Clock was stopped at 25:05.
Card issued, I'm not sure.
Was that what it was? What did he say?
Something about a bullshit.
Oh, call?
I thought it was a Russian involved.
Keep going down, keep going down.
It's Lucas cutting to the inside, trying to get a through ball over to the far side to Mosier. Ball headed down by Labarge. And Casper Labarge outside his foot goes to open space. Back there is McCarthy. And McCarthy sends it out of bounds. Throw in for Trombley. Forkey is into the game. Ethan Forkey, number 21. And again, McCarthy sends it out. Hunter Trombley with the throw-in. He goes down the line. Forkey loses it over to Lucas. He keeps it over to Gagno. Gagno working his way down. Gagno has space. Now trying to do the through ball. Coming in. And there's a score. Scores, and what a play. Gagno to Mosier. Mosier played his position on the far side. You heard the call. At least you could hear it up here. DJ did not panic. He looked up, took a couple more steps, sent the through ball. Hustling on the far side was Mosier, and Mosier sticks it into the back of the net. Thought the goalie was going to be there?
I don't know.
But it's 3-1.
3-1, okay.
Chazy. But you see that play develop here, Calvin. It was pretty. You could see it happening.
It looked like one of the defenders had a chance for it, and just
There's the shot again by Labarge.
assumed somebody else was going to get it.
But the officials said an own goal, but you saw this play develop, and it started with DJ Gagno back here, who did just a beautiful job taking the ball up, taking the space that was given to him, and got a little more distance forward, and then sent it across, and good things happened for the Eagles as they get their third goal. And this happened at Northern Adirondack. They gave up a goal, and they just turned it on.
I think the best things the Bobcats should do is not score.
Just leave it 1-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You know,
That's a great strategy.
yeah. If you're going to score late, then the last 30 seconds or so, and then
But this has happened 2 games in a row to the Bobcats. You either have the lead or tie the game, and then the Eagles just turned it up a notch. So right now it is Manette sends it forward. McCarthy battling Labarge. Now he goes down the line. It is Mosier. Has it knocked away by Tyler Trombley. Mosier trying to find Dean Darza. Hansen pushes it back. Santor, good hustle by Labarge, Troy Labarge. Good hustle by both players out there. Mosier sends it across. Hansen gets the shot off, and he goes top of the net. So some pressure by the Eagles. 21:40 to go. The shots favor the Eagles 12-4. Corner kicks favor the Eagles 4-2. And they lead 3-1 on the scoreboard. It's the 11th day of October 2019 at the George Brendler Field. Labarge trying to get the open space. Far side, back there's McCarthy. McCarthy cuts it to the inside. It's McCarthy still with the ball. Ouch. That was a hard sliding tackle, and McCarthy's down. And that just didn't sound right. And McCarthy's limping off, and he's hurting right now.
so I think he got the card and the worst of it too.
Yeah, he did. I didn't like the sound of that, Calvin.
No.
Wait, we need a head so we run through the ball. Don't set yourself up under it.
What there was. So we're at the 20-minute mark. They're just kind of looking over to see what they were thinking about McCarthy. But I'm not picking anything up right now. So the ball sent back. Labarge has it taken away by Hansen. He's pushed from behind by Smart. And we have Reagan Dudiak ready to check into the game. Lucas sends the ball forward. Goes off of the head of Josh Allen. Picked up by Santor trying to find Gagno. Gagno couldn't get to it.
Dale. Patrick, this side. Luke.
So the ball comes into play, Lucas. Ball pushed back. Santor controlling for Chazy. Rips a shot. It goes off of Labarge. Troy Labarge. Labarge controlling. Goes to the outside. Ball sent forward. It'll work its way off the end line. So goal kick for Chazy. We're now 19 minutes left in the second half. Chazy with a 3-1 lead. They took a 1-0 lead at the half. And then the Bobcats, on a beautiful, beautiful shot by Casper Labarge, tied the game. And then Chazy just seemed to get pumped up from that. And within 30 seconds, they went ahead 2-1. And then they put a third goal in. So they lead 3-1. It's Dudiak trying to get to the ball. It's cleared out by Hunter Trombley. Far sideline goes to Troy Labarge. Labarge working his way down. Santor giving him the space. And there's a shot across. And Huckrow is there for Chazy. And he'll work his way to the 18. The punt by Huckrow off the back of Hansen. Dudiak picking up the speed. Cutting to the outside, so it was a pressure of Dudiak forced Cameron Trombley to get rid of that ball. So a throw-in for the Eagles. And throw-in comes into Lucas from Dwyer. Goes across over to D'Andarza. Sending it forward. Picked up by Juno. He now sends it forward. Connors calls for it. Off the head of Juno. Controlled by the Bobcats. D'Andarza now sends it to the near sideline. Going over there is Hansen. Ball pushed to the outside. It will go to Chazy. Dwyer for the throw-in. Trying to find Juno. Goes off of Dwyer's back. Throw-in for the Bobcats. Hunter Trombley down the line. Goes off of the back of Lucas Smart. Heath Lucas does a scissor kick. Gets by one player. Still controlling. Forward to Dwyer. Dwyer trying to go back to Hansen. Right idea. Defended well by the Bobcats. Casper Labarge with the ball. He's one of the captains. Gives it up to Smart. Smart controlling back to Labarge. Comes all the way over to Knight. So some good ball movement by the Bobcats, but it's cleared out by Drake. So throw in for the Bobcats as we approach the 16-minute mark. Left in the second half. Chazy hanging on to a 3-1 lead. Labarge sends the ball over to Trombley. Cameron Trombley, outside his foot, sends it forward. And it's cleared out by Santor toward midfield. Santor back on the far side. Keeps it down, chests it down to his feet. rips a shot, goes off a defender, and controlled by the Bobcats. Hansen with the ball, and I'll cut it to the inside. It's Hansen. Cuts it to the inside again. Now goes to the outside. And there the scores! Far side. And that's Luke Mosier on a beautiful pass from Riley Hansen. And Mosier finishes that one. And the Eagles go up 4-1. So it was confirmed by Adam Scharf. It was Luke Mosier from Riley Hansen. So the ball sent up. It's Dean Darza. Over to Lucas. Pushes it back up over to Drake. Tried to go forward to Hansen. Too far ahead. And Drake back there for Chazy. Sends it outside. So throw-in gives a chance for the defense to regroup. And there's number 5 for the Bobcats. Goes off Casper Labarge. Picked up Dave Dudiak. He sends it off to the far side, but it goes to number 11, Josh Allen. Josh Allen. Mosier, who just scored, hustles over and tries to send the ball forward, but it will go outside the gate or the fence. Thrown back in, so it'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. 14:23 left in the second half.
Scored by number 18, Luke Mosier, assisted by number 19, Riley Hansen.
And Dean Darza tried to clear it out. It's going to the far side. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. We're now under 14 minutes. Ball comes into play, and that will work its way off the end line. It went off the legs of Wyatt Warren. So we have a goal kick for the Eagles. Well, Calvin, I'm just going to check and see how much more the degrees had dropped here.
Still in the upper 50s, I'm sure. Thankfully.
And there's no wind.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, except in North Dakota there is.
Yeah.
57 now. Lucas trying to control, but it's picked up by number 5. Off his line is Huckrow. He gets the ball, no problem. And the fans are getting into the game, Calvin.
Yeah.
It's always nice to hear and see. Ball comes to the near sideline. Hansen trying to keep it in.
Don't you wish you could still do things like that, Joey? On purpose?
Oh, and we talked about Heath Lucas. That's Riley Hansen's uncle too. So a lot of fans. Well, of course, we got to talk about Damien. He was a Chazy grad.
He sure was.
Played
Still is.
Chazy soccer.
Still is a Chazy
Still,
grad.
yeah, still is. He wore the green and white,
Yeah.
and he's taken all that knowledge and expertise he has over to the Bobcat country, and has done a nice job for the Bobcats. And nice job defensively for Nolan Knight. Some more seniors getting ready to check back into the game. Jesse Blaze checked in a little bit earlier. Diandar's off his head to the outside. Hustling is Troy Labard. So EMT Corey Thompson just gave me an update on Mr. McCarthy, he just thinks it's a bad bruise, doesn't think it's broke. Just thinks it's a bad bruise, which is the best thing that Chazy could have asked for, Calvin.
Yeah, especially from the sound of that.
Yeah, it didn't sound good at all. So we're approaching the 10-minute mark left in the second half. Corner kick coming up for the Bobcats. Just on the outside of the 18. Push back. Now there's a nice feed. Ball headed down. Beautiful head by Cameron Tremblay, but Huckrow stood his ground, and the ball went right to him, so he'll work his way to the 18. High punt. Lands at midfield. Dudiak tried to head it over to Dwyer. And Juno gives it up to Lucas. And Lucas has it defend off number 5. And 2 more seniors checking into the game. Noah Martin as well as Jack Sweet. Mosier coming out and Santor coming off. Drake with the throw-in. And the ball goes out of bounds. Throw-in for Chazy. Drake will take the throw-in. Ball in play off the head of Dudiak. Trying to find Blaze. Goes off the head of Blaze. Sent forward by Labarge. A nice play. Controlled by number 22, Warren. And that ball is ripped off of number 5 on a kick by Drake. And nice play by Connors. And that's Tanner Connors keeping the play in.
Already out. We have green throw, so come on.
And we have Nathan Pilon in the game. 8:22 left in the second half. Chazy leading 4-1. D'Andarza sending it forward, trying to find Blaze. Blaze has some nice speed. And Blaze takes him out. Call.
Oh, this is from the first game that you Matt Boris. Yeah. Okay. JV player. Thanks.
So Matt Boris, number 5 is Matt Boris, who's a JV player, moved up. Wasn't on the roster that Calvin had. So we're giving number 5 his due. He does have a name. It's Matt Boris.
Almost hits Mr. Sharp in the head.
Almost. So a deep throw in for the Bobcats. We have 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second half. I'm not allowed to say the game when I'm with Calvin because he's.
Jinx us.
Yeah, that's the key word.
You're no fish, but you'll still jinx us.
No. Fish says put a fork in it and they lose the state championship. You know, he'll never live that one down.
3-goal lead.
Yeah, 20 minutes left. He wanted to. He said he always wanted to sound like Ducky Drake. You know, and then.
Put a fork in it.
Yeah, put a fork in it, and then it didn't happen. So the ball controlled by the Bobcats. Huckrow. And the ball is headed by Tanner Connors and cleared out by Huckrow. Smart play. So we're 6 minutes and 25 seconds left in the second half. Juno comes out. And we have for Chazy, it is Ben Dickerson into the game. And we have a throw in for the Bobcats. It's Wyatt Warren. Pelon trying to clear it out. Now sent forward by Dickerson, who just checked into the game. Blaze trying to get to the ball. It's controlled by Lucas Smart. Smart pushes it back onto the feet of Hunter Trombley. Keith Lucas with the ball. Sweet trying to send the ball through. It's Dudiak trying to get there. And it is Stickney gets there first, but nice play by Jack Sweet, but just too far ahead of Dudiak. Sweet again with the ball. Cleared out by Warren, opposite side. Going on strong is Forkey. He is being defended by Noah Martin. And then we have Malachi Hunyer into the game, as well as Devin Therion.
Malachi? Was it Malachi or was it I don't know.
Where are we at here? Which number was it again?
Hunter, whatever number he is.
I got Malachi.
I'd put it Malachi myself.
Malachi?
That'd be my guess.
Okay. If I messed your name up, Mr. Hunyer, I do apologize. We'll go with Malachi. So 4:33 left in the second half. Coming off is Diandarza. Coming off is Dudiak. Lucas will be done for the night. So the bench has been cleared by Coach McAuliffe. Noah Martin sends a hard kick to the near sideline. And the ball is cleared out by Hunter Trombley. Throw in for the Eagles, it's Therion. Ball in, it goes off of the back of Jarvis. Jesse Blaze trying to cut through, but defended by Trombley. And it's Smart working his way down. Defended well by Jack Sweet. Goes off of Sweet. We're into 4 minutes. Both teams are playing very hard. Martin coming in. Heads the ball up as he was trying to find the feet of Tragan Kuhn for Chazy. Kuhn hustling over. The ball's cleared out. And the ball sent forward by Dickerson. High in the air, far side. And it was Kuhn trying to get to the ball. It goes off of the Bobcat defender. Throw in for Chazy. 3 minutes left in the second half. Chazy with a 4-1 lead. Ball comes to the near sideline. Back there is Therion. Therion defends, has time. Now sends the ball forward. He was trying to find Pelon, but it goes off the sideline. So throw in for the Bobcats. It will be Hunter Trombley. Ball in play. And nice rip by Dickerson. That goes off of a defender of Northern Adirondack. It went off Nolan Knight. Ball comes down to Pelon. Chazy will get the throw in. It goes off of Matt Jarvis.
Looks like the Bayshard brothers are leaving, so game must be in hand.
Yeah, when that happens, they feel comfortable.
Yeah. Nice to see Mike at a game. I haven't seen Mike at a game for
I
a
haven't
while.
seen Mike in a long time. And ball cleared out.
2 minutes.
So we have the 2-minute call. Pelon has it taken away. Dickerson takes it to the inside. Dickerson has it knocked away onto the feet of Warren. Warren sends it back to Knight. Sends the ball forward. Defended by Connors. Up to Dickerson. Dickerson up over to Blaze. Blaze has it knocked away by LaBarge. And it's cleared out by Tanner Connors. Connors keeps it in. Therian sends it forward. Nice play by Therian. At midfield, picked up by Hunter Trombley. He now sends it forward. We're at a minute 19 left in the second half. Chazy leading 4-1 on the 11th day of October 2019. It's a Friday. George Brendler Field. I'm Joey Trombley along with Calvin Castine on the camera, the founding father himself. So the ball is sent back. Stickney coming out. He just sends it out of bounds, far side. So throw in for the Eagles. It's Hunyer far side. Malaki Hunyer. Ball comes into play. Headed forward by Dickerson. He's trying to find Blaze. Blaze cutting to the inside. Blade has some nice speed. And it goes out of bounds off the Bobcats. So we have 25 seconds left. And it's going to be Malaki Hunyer with the throw-in. Blaze takes him down. Not by choice, just a big guy, and they collided. So this game will have come to a conclusion here at the George Brendler Field. Chazy will keep their undefeated record intact as they win 4-1. And they have 2 more regular season games, and then the season will come to an end. It will be playoffs. I'm Joey Trombley along with Calvin Castine, Hometown Cable, HometownCableNetwork.com. And as Calvin likes to say, with a beautiful crowd here, a big crowd tonight, a beautiful night for soccer. That's the way it was in downtown, and that's the way it is in downtown Chazy.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful downtown Chazy.